At this point on Wednesdays that we spend a little time chatting with our friend and attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Scheiner. It's Ask the Lawyer at Kicks Country 92.9. And who knows, maybe today's the day your question, the one you sent in, gets a little attention from Bruce L. Scheiner. But first, let me introduce the man, Bruce Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How are you doing?
Doing terrific. How about you and yours?
We're doing well, thanks.
And everybody these days is still concentrating on all the important things, the social distancing, the mask wearing, and that kind of thing, and trying to stay healthy. Has your office stayed generally healthy?
Yeah, we had 2 people that contacted or came down with COVID early on.
Yeah.
But ever since that, we've been blessed. Everyone in my office is very, very safe. They're social distancing. They're wearing masks, and everything's going well, thank you.
And everybody's kind of adapted to conducting business in a slightly different way. You're still there to handle all the legal needs anybody could bring you. It's just virtual. It's over the computer. It's Zoom meetings. It's that kind of thing, right?
That is correct. It's interesting. We had a mediation on Monday that we conducted over Zoom, and a full-blown major case had a arbitration yesterday conducted over Zoom. So we're proceeding as normal. We might even be more efficient than we were before the virus hit us.
You know, I wonder if any businesses are going to find that out once it all calms down. We got to get over this, of course, first. Bruce, I've got a question sitting in front of me that deserves a little attention. Are you ready for me to present it?
I am ready, Todd.
All right, let's do it then. This email says, my wife was a passenger in her own vehicle being driven by her friend. She was involved in a very serious accident which resulted in her hospitalization with a broken hip. The other driver was ticketed for being at fault for running a stop sign. The at-fault driver had no bodily injury insurance. When I purchased insurance for my wife's car, I made a big mistake by not purchasing uninsured motorist coverage. What makes things even worse, my wife's friend had just lectured me about both uninsured motorist coverage and having stacking uninsured motorist coverage. Is there anything a lawyer could do? Obviously a newcomer to the program, Bruce, because it's something that we preach on all the time, isn't it?
You know, that's just what I was going to say, Todd. Obviously, he doesn't listen every week. But, this is a very classic law school insurance question. Because, number one, at-fault had no insurance. And people should know that Florida's the second worst state in the whole country regarding insurance coverage.
Right.
One out of every 4 cars on the road have no insurance.
It's frightening.
So the at-fault had no insurance. The owner of the car had no insurance. She was very fortunate that for some reason that day her friend who did have uninsured motorist was driving.
Okay.
Because in Florida, the driver of the car's insurance provides coverage for anybody in the car.
Oh.
So she was a very lucky lady that she had her friend drive that day, because if her friend wasn't driving, the insurance wouldn't apply.
Oh, my goodness. So because the friend was driving, they can call upon her friend's insurance company to pick up the slack here.
Right.
Wow. Like you said, this is a classic law school example question. None of us got it right because we're not legal professionals here, but we were guessing at it all morning and none of us got it right.
But, you just can't say it enough how important it is to have uninsured motorist coverage.
As much as you can afford and stacking, right?
You got it, Todd. As much as you could afford and stacking. That's very, very important.
It's the best protection for you because, like you said, so many drivers are uninsured in Florida. You're doing the right thing. You're carrying insurance for yourself. You're a cautious driver, but that's you. And others aren't quite as responsible. You got to do it for you and your family.
Unfortunately, Todd, when you're purchasing insurance, natural tendency is to say to your agent, oh my gosh, that's too much money.
Right.
So the agent, for some reason, I still don't understand why, says, well, you could reject uninsured motorist coverage.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of taking a pencil and poking it in your eye. That's how
excellent example
that would be.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's true. So often it is downplayed at very least, but you don't want to let that happen. Bruce, I'm glad that you came up with that because, like I say, this one was a little bit trickier. Good for your 50 years experience to come into play here this morning. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Todd. And again, it brings me back to those law school days, so it makes me feel younger.
That's terrific. And say hi to the whole family. We always appreciate your time. And, of course, we'll look forward to talking to you again next week.
Okay, Todd. I look forward to it as well.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Let's give it up for the question and answer of the week. And let's also remind you that if you find yourself into some kind of legal situation like this and you don't know where to turn, call the office of Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates in Port Charlotte. I'll give you the number here, 941-743-7777. They would love to consult with you for free on your situation, give you some direction on that at 941-743-7777. Tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.